Hello, and welcome to this special Christmas episode of Anime Audio Commentary. Today I'll be commenting on episode 17 of Toradora. If you'd like to watch along, then start watching now. Alright, so things start off immediately interesting with Minori, something regarding guilt. Now, the last episode's preview for this one said it was going to be the Christmas episode, and I don't know, that already informs me that I might be bittersweet in some way. I seem to recall that being the case. So speaking of guilt, there you have it, I guess. Minori, literally dropped the ball and seemed to have cost everyone the game. So, despite everything being all decorated for Christmas, Ryuji really only cares about the year-end sales and all that. Taiga, on the other hand, has the right idea. You know, she needs to behave because it's Christmas time. Oh dear. So, you know, she needs to be good so Santa Claus visits and all that. It's a nice bit of innocence that you don't usually get from Taiga. You know, considering how she's the person that accosts people with a wooden sword with intent to beat them severely. On the other hand, you know, I definitely sympathize with her about liking this time of year with all the decorations and the cheery atmosphere. It's definitely very nice. Oh, now Tag's asking the tough questions. It would seem as though Ryuji has done nothing to progress while Taiga was gone. So, interestingly, it seems like things weren't entirely Ryuji's fault. Minori hasn't been acting entirely like herself. For someone who said she wanted to behave, she's certainly hurling around insults pretty indiscriminately. So I think it's somewhat important to note here that due to cultural differences, Christmas isn't so much a religious holiday in Japan. Not that it's particularly religious here, but in Japan it's something, as I understand it, more akin to Valentine's Day. It's more of a romantic holiday, hence why I guess Taiga's getting in the spirit of things. So, Taiga's come back to a surprisingly warm reception considering that she had been suspended for 2 weeks for fighting. I guess everybody, I don't know, like, they found it more entertaining than anything else. I guess that's fair. It would be pretty entertaining to be there. But at the same time, I would have thought they would have found her more fearsome for that act of violence than anything else. So Mina is definitely in rare form today, and one has to wonder why. Yeah, something's definitely not quite right here. She's more out there than normal, and only Ryuji and Taiga really seem to be noticing things initially. I'm wondering if this all relates back to that baseball game where she sort of dropped the ball. I can only assume that that is the case, but on the other hand, it wouldn't seem to me that she'd be the type to let something so small get to her. Kitamura is also in rare form too. I mean, I can understand what he's going for, but at the same time, dude, it's the early morning. Well, I guess that's yielded some good dividends. He's offered to talk to Taiga whenever she's about to burst, as an alternative for beating people. Not a bad idea. So now the school announcements are getting weird too. It seems like this is Kitamura's doing. It's like a radio relationship advice show. I'm wondering if there we go. He's helping the teacher work through her problems. Well, I'd imagine there's not enough time in the school year for that. It's probably not a good idea to indulge her. Alright, so it seems like both Taiga and Kitamura are sort of getting in the holiday spirit here and focusing on romance. It seems to me that everybody is, I don't know, getting a little too into it. And I suppose it doesn't help that Kitamura confessed in front of the whole school and everybody's sort of treating him as, well, a guru, I guess. It's like that. It's like that episode where Taiga was considered a good luck charm. People are taking these rumors way too far, and For Kitamura, at least, it seems to have gone to his head. Alright. So Taiga's, she's making it known once again. She is deliberately behaving because of Santa. Ami is, of course, going to start pushing buttons like there's no tomorrow. I can only imagine this will go poorly. Oh, and there's another thing. Exams are coming up, too. I'd imagine that will be a significant source of trouble for the cast. Ryuji seems studious, but I would assume Taiga isn't particularly studious. So I can only assume there's going to be a little bit about exams. But of course, the real complication here is that Christmas party, which is of course an opportunity for romance. So Taiga will take the opportunity to get with Kitamura, and she'll try and goad Ryuji into asking Minori. So naturally, Ryuji is a bit reticent to do this because that is just what he does, but Taiga's really leaning into this whole being a good person thing, so naturally she has to help a bit more actively than before. I can only assume that this is going to somehow backfire spectacularly. Oh dear. It seems like this is somebody's, Christmas-related fever dream. Oh dear. Yeah, somebody is having some sort of a horrible nightmare, I can only assume. So it can't be Ryuji. Oh. Wow, okay, so it's that guy. What? What a creep, actually sharing that sort of dream with the people who were a part of it. Uh-oh. So the plot thickens just a little bit more. Taiga and Ryuji are getting involved in something, but Minori... Okay, so it's true. She is still down about that softball game. Alright. Man, it really seems like she's taking this whole thing too seriously, that the team would lose respect for her if she got caught helping people with other stuff. And it extends so far that she can't even attend the party. So that neatly shoots down any hope of Ryuji dancing with her. Of course, Ami can't help but butt in and complicate the situation further. Yeah, sure, I'll help out with the party, and I'll glue myself right to Ryuji. Man, it doesn't help that she knows precisely how to leverage things. I don't think it helps that Ami's really sort of trying to push the issue here. Well, it looks like I was right in a sense. They do in fact have to study for exams, and they're doing so as a big group. Man, it really is unfortunate how quickly slang changes and becomes outdated. Like, it really does not age well at all. Of course, I think that was the intention even at the time, but you never know. I think it would be a spectacular display of intelligence if a bird were able to recognize a picture of a cooked turkey and think, boy, that could be me. This isn't good. Okay. So that little plot point comes back up again. Ryuji managed to win and get the notebooks of the former student council president. Therefore, studying is going to be super easy. Technically, he sort of co-owns them with Minori, but since she's too busy to study with them, there's not much that can be done, I guess. I mean, if I were in his boots, I guess I'd give them to her for the time being. But I don't know, he's in a bit of a bind considering how he's going to be sharing them with other people, too. Oh dear. So it seems like Taiga's picking up on something in that Ryuji and Minori aren't doing too well. They don't seem to talk much, and it seems as though she's avoiding Ryuji. So Taiga's really touching on, I think, something here. There's trouble in paradise. Both Ryuji and Minori have sort of changed somewhat in personality, but she can't really elaborate on that too much before other people start to show up. So, it really seems like there's a whole bunch of people here showing up, mainly for just the notes. So, man, everybody's sort of separating people out. They've sort of done it in a way to get Taiga together with Kitamura, but at the same time, this other girl who's shown up kind of wants to seemingly break things up a bit. She wants to be with Kitamura, so I'm wondering if she's going to be the sort of new romantic rival now that the president's out of the picture. Of course, I feel like Taiga won't oppose her openly, but at the same time, I don't know, I think things are going to get hairy again. So, you can't get one over on Ryuji. He knows exactly what's going on here. Man, so other people are picking up on it here, that Taiga and Kitamura would make a good couple, so, why not try and fix them up? Man, I guess she really is pretty transparent. But, on the other hand, they seem to be under the impression that Ryuji is oblivious when, in fact, he's probably the one that knows the most. Oh, Kitamura, you letting something slip there, bud. I have to wonder, is he starting to get jealous or what? Oh dear. Yep, I think that's a little bit of jealousy forming. Man, they're even asking him directly if he thinks they should be a couple. They they don't know it, but they're twisting the knife. So, this girl is a bit of a romantic rival in a weird sort of way. In that, she seems to think that Ryuji and Taiga should be together, so she's encouraging Ryuji to sort of, I guess, intervene. Perhaps so she can get with Kitamura herself. Man, there's so much subterfuge and cloak and dagger stuff. I'm glad my life is comparatively simple compared to this. Alright, well that's it for this episode. If you've enjoyed it, then by all means, tune in for the next one. Merry Christmas, Space Cowboy.